Hey guys, Brian from PFC with a new drill for you guys here. Actually, more accurately, this is another skill. It's a skill builder. We call this one dual presentation, and this is a skill that it's probably likely about 99.9% of folks out there are not practicing, have never practiced, or are certainly not doing on a regular basis. What is it? There are some guys who are big fans, big advocates of a weapon-mounted light, and that's cool. We have reasons and applications that we use it. There are times that we don't. But this particular presentation is where we're going to present the firearm and we're going to present a handheld light simultaneously. So think about that for a moment. I'm out, I'm walking the dog, or I'm out coming back from the grocery store. I've got my arms full of groceries, and suddenly I have to get handheld light and I have to get flashlight into play from concealment at the same time. Before we can even talk about that, we have to talk about a few problems as far as slop goes when presenting the weapon from a closed front garment. So one of the common things that we see this all the time, we call these garbage presentations, is where folks are really just kind of doing a lazy flip of the garment and trying to get their hand on the firearm. And as you can see right here on that very first presentation, I've actually snagged and I've caught a piece of garment inside of my grip. I've compromised my grip, and what I'm relying upon is that as I push the gun to extension, that's going to pop free of my hand. We see more guns wind up on the ground or on the berm as a result of this trash than you can imagine. So very problematic. The way that some folks try and counter that is by pushing the garment to the rear. This is another major problem where the garment will be pushed behind the gun to the rear. What this does is it creates a mass or a ball of fabric down by the grip, down by the actual stock of the handgun, which can easily be grasped. It can get fouled inside of the trigger guard. It's a nightmare, and we're compromising this and we're going to lose the gun. So what's the answer? The key to this that we have found is catch the garment behind the firearm. Come back, catch behind the firearm, pull that up, and drive it over the top of the firearm. As you can see there, I have an unencumbered firearm at this point, and the mass or the ball of fabric is in front of the slide, not where I'm going to come back and acquire my final firing grip and come up on target. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If that works on the firearm, that will also work on a flashlight that is carried on the support side. In this case, I can come down, I can acquire it in an ice pick grip, and then I can come up and activate the light and bring it to bear. So how does the dual presentation exercise work? In this case, we're out here in the dark. We've got a barricade steel targets that are oriented downrange. You could set this up any way you want to. You can run it dry however you like. But the point is, both hands simultaneously are going to come down, hit behind both pieces of equipment, pull up, over, and drive that garment behind both the firearm and the flashlight simultaneously, and both of those will be brought up to bear into whatever flashlight assisted shooting technique it is that you're going to use, whether it's working on flat ground or around a barricade. Give this one a try. We think you'll find it very, very interesting. Garbage or sloppy presentations, and by the way, no technique is not a technique. Give this one a try. We think it may actually come in pretty handy when the sun goes down. Stay safe.